Before Europeans arrived, Australia's indigenous people had no need for money. They ran a thriving barter system, and trade was not just an economic act but a ritual, tied to songs, dances, and stories. They traveled along song lines, oral maps passed down through generations, and goods like red ochre, pearl shells, and jade moved across enormous distances. When Britain founded the colony of New South Wales in the late 18th century, there was no currency and no banks. Money was desperately short, so the colony turned to rum. The period is literally called the rum currency era. The New South Wales Corps seized control of rum imports and quickly earned the nickname, the Rum Corps. Officers drove up prices, while desperate colonists sold everything they had: farms, livestock, harvests. One suburb of Sydney, Pyrmont, was reportedly sold by its owner for a single gallon of rum. In 1806, Governor William Bligh was sent to clean up the rum trade. He clashed with the Corps and tried to ban barter. In 1808, the officers mutinied and locked him under arrest for over a year. This rum rebellion remains the only military coup in Australian history. The shortage of cash still remained. In 1812, Governor Lachlan Macquarie came up with a clever solution. He imported 40,000 Spanish silver dollars from Madras to stop the coins from leaving the colony with merchants. He had a disc punched out of the center of each coin. The outer ring became the Holey Dollar, worth 5 shillings, and the inner disc became the dump, worth 1 shilling and 3 pence. These were the first coins made specifically for Australia. The man given the job of converting the coins was a convict named William Henschel, a British metal worker serving time for counterfeiting. He was given a workshop and within a year turned 40,000 Spanish coins into 80,000 Australian ones. He was essentially the first master of the first Australian mint. Today, surviving Holey Dollars sell at auction for up to $500,000. On January 1, 1901, 6 British colonies united to form the Australian Federation. In 1910, the Australian Banknotes Act established the Australian pound as the national currency, equal to 20 shillings or 240 pence. The gold rush of the 1850s had already given a massive boost to the banking system, with dozens of new banks and widespread paper money in circulation. Then on February 14, 1966, Valentine's Day, the Australian dollar was introduced, replacing the pound at a rate of $2 to £1. The Reserve Bank of Australia had been pushing for the change since 1960, and over that time more than 1,000 names were proposed for the new currency. In 1965, Prime Minister Robert Menzies suggested calling it the Royal, but the public rejected it, and the name dollar won out. The dollar was initially pegged to the British pound. In 1967, when the pound was devalued, Australia kept its dollar at the same level and effectively left the sterling zone. In 1971, it was re-pegged to the US dollar at 1 odd to 1.12 USD. Then on December 12, 1983, the Hawke-Keating government floated the currency, letting its value be determined by supply and demand on global markets, as it still is today. In 1988, Australia issued the world's first polymer banknote, printed on thin plastic rather than paper. Yet another Australian first. On the trading floor, the currency goes by the nickname the Aussie. Today the Australian dollar is the 6th most traded currency in the world, accounting for around 7% of daily global foreign exchange turnover. From rum and holy coins punched out by a convicted forger, to one of the most stable currencies on the planet, the Australian dollar has had quite a journey.